give a fuck anymore. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Loomis Show. It's kind of an early one because I have a pre-recording episode I have to do with Mike Segru at 6 p.m. and then I'm on the road first thing in the morning tomorrow. So I just wanted to come on, though, to give my reaction to the past weekend and also some other stuff. Some stuff I changed my mind on, too, on this guy right here. But I'll explain, though, why in a second. Please give this a like, hit the subscribe button if you will. I know there's other people out there stealing my content and showing stuff, and I think that's hysterical. Loomis ain't out there hustling like snuff and hustling and like stop being a gangster. How old are you? Okay, I'm almost 44 years old. I'm not hustling. Do you work? I do. Do you make money every day? I do. Do you take care of your sick father with stage 4 cancer every day? I do. But I'm not hustling on the streets. I thought these channels were supposed to be to try to help kids stay away from that stuff and all that. But I'm not hustling. Then I think another thing that's hysterical is they show this. I'm going to show you two clips because there's two friends of mine. One's called The Omen, Damien The Omen, who I have respect for one reason, and I'll show you why. But here's a clip he shows from 20 years ago, right? And this guy who I'm not even going to mention who stole my content. Let's take a look. Okay, so right here I'm petrified. I'm going to be honest with you. I never kickboxed in my life. So this guy threw a kick at the first. That's all he threw was kicks. And I'm like, I'm fucked. That's why I'm totally running. I'm fucking totally I'm done. I'm done. Watch the setup. Watch how beautiful he does it. Low, then high. Boom. Now look at me. I immediately point to my corner. Jaw broke. Jaw's broke. Broke my jaw. Didn't knock me out cold, though, but he broke my jaw. It's a good friend of mine right there, by the way, too. Yeah, I was 25 years old. That was so this is what they have on me. This has been on my page for over 10 years. And the only reason why everything is taken down now is because I thought I was partnered up with someone and he wanted stuff taken down. Is that all you got? Let me show you another one now on The Omen.
He's unable to stop the onslaught. Yeah, he's if you look over good hip position, good basic mechanics, keeping his hips heavy while he's driving.
And he lost to a guy named Ozzy Osbourne, which is even better.
This is what you tell some of your fighters outside.
Look at that.
Inside. He threw a left hook, right cross, couple straight right hands. Right down the middle, and then when the guy
what a loser.
On the outside.
Now here's the difference. That wasn't me who was watching that saying whatever, but here's the difference. I have all the respect in the world for him. On that night, he made the walk and he got in there. That's something that he doesn't understand. And this other person showing content doesn't understand. Anyone who makes a walk and gets into a ring or a cage or anything, win or lose, you have my respect, my utmost respect. So on that night, I will say The Omen.
He's unable to stop the onslaught. Yeah, he's if you look over good hip position, good basic mechanics, keeping his hips heavy while he's driving.
He got in there. How many other people though would get in there? So he always shows me the video of me in a kickboxing match, which I never kickboxed in my life. I knew the second the guy threw the hammer kick, I'm like, I'm fucking done. But if that's what you guys got on me when it's been online for the past 20 years, good luck. Keep bringing more. You think it bothers me? My whole thing is, why does everyone kiss ass and put people on pedestals? You probably never even met Joey Merlino before, but you kiss his ass. Why? He's no better than you. He's no better than me. He's no better than Snuff. He's no better than anyone. We're all just normal human beings. But people put people on pedestals and fanboy out. Well, I'm going to Joey's for a cheesesteak. It's this week. I'm going to do it live by myself because everyone said that I wouldn't. And I'm just going for the cheesesteak. John's roast pork is my favorite out there because I lived in Philly, South Philly, on the corner of 17th and Snyder Avenue for 2.5 years. I think it was like about 3 years. But if it's a great cheesesteak, I'll let you know if it's a great cheesesteak. But yes, that's part of my traveling, and I will be there. And if you know me, I will be there. I don't talk behind a computer screen and just say whatever. I tell everyone where I'm at, whatever problems they have, address it with me. I don't go and steal other people's content and say, oh, well, Snuff is hustling because I'm a gangster still. Grow up. For real. Grow the fuck up. I made this slide purposely because the whole, and then now I want to say two things about Snuff. Besides all the other bullshit that I said about him earlier, I do have to give him props and respect in the factor that he's sober, because I am too on 3.5 years, and that is not easy. And I give him all the respect in the world for that. I disagree with him when he's sitting behind someone and saying stuff about a bunch of people, though, that he would never say to their face. Never. When I say something online, I'll say it to your face. That's the difference, without hiding behind anyone. That's where that all came from. So, and then they put up 152 comments and laughing. Well, it was actually over 8,000. And this page is totally shadow banned. I can't even, it doesn't matter who I have on. I could have Trump on and it'll get 2 views because of all the times that the demonetization happened. It got suspended for 6 months, the 2 strikes on it, all that type of stuff. So you guys can sit there and say what you want about me and this or that, but it flickers right off of me. It doesn't bother me. I'm just addressing this. Would I show myself getting losing and all that stuff in a fight that bothered me? No. It was 20 years ago. I walked in, I made the walk. Just like Damien. He made the walk. I have all the respect for him doing that. But he doesn't understand no martial arts and the respect of it. Even the guy, though, who actually fought me in there, now he's like legit teacher and the whole nine. And he's like, dude, man, you made the walk. Like every real person understands that. Like, if you take martial arts, I never took martial arts. I just made the fucking walk. I won a few streak fights. I was in my younger 20s, so I had a high head. Won a competition up in Berwick, which was just fist. And then I fought that guy, Ricky. And once he threw one kick at me, because look at distance control. Put your a lot more distance with the feet. The second he threw a kick, I was like, I'm done. Play the Matador, Loom. Play the Matador. And it was so beautiful, though. He threw it low, and it came back up around with the left and caught me. Boom, broke my jaw. Still have metal from here to here. I don't hide nothing, guys. I don't shy away from anything. You can't hurt me with anything. You can't say this or that. I don't act like a gangster. I'm not a gangster. I've been saying that since day one. So keep bringing it on. Keep saying my name, because all you're doing is upping my subscribers. I got over 120 in the past 2 days. And I want to thank everyone who subscribed to the content. But as far as mob genre goes, I have an episode with Larry Rolla that is going to be coming up because we already did that episode. And the only other mob stuff that's going to be on this page is the Buffalinos, because I'm dear friends with them. And they're practically like family to me. And that is the only mob stuff you're going to see. I'm not a part of MobTube. I'm not a part of anything. with the music that I'm going on and with the guest that I have coming on, I have a great co-host. She's the coolest chick on earth, Lala. Shout out to you. You guys are absolutely totally gonna dig it. She knows what she's talking about. She knows her stuff. And she is gonna be helping me out though with the music stuff, partnering her up. And we got some great interviews coming up though with that and other type of stuff though that's gonna be though going on. But let's go into the comments though and say what's up though to a couple of you while I have the time because I do have a show. Dominic, there, my man. Hope all is well, Loomis. Blotty was using some of your content during his live a couple days ago. Seems he has an issue with you bashing Snuff. You're good people in my book. Thank you, Dominic. He probably never even met Snuff. It's the fanboyism stuff. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. Actually, just came from, he's talking about the Rachel Mara case. Quite disturbing. I didn't know much about the case. Yeah, I don't know what's up with him. I used to like him. I thought he was a great dude. But, you know, fanboyism, I guess, hit him. But I always showed him respect and thought that he was a great guy. And he was actually on this show. And someone though told me that he's acting like he doesn't know a thing about me. I'm not on the street hustling like Snuff. You guys realize Snuff was never a gangster, right? You guys realize that Snuff could keep laughing at numbers. If Snuff didn't know Joey and started his own page, you think Snuff would be where he's at? Let's call a spade a spade. But I'm going to tell you why I owe Snuff a lot. I really do owe you, Snuff. I do. And I mean that. What's up, Dave? Great to see you. And it's all about him. But Joey Merlino, like I always said, Joey actually lived it. So there's no issue, though, with him whatsoever. Why would there be? I'm just, enough is enough. And so many people reached out. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Like, am I the only one that had the balls enough to say it? I don't know. I don't even think you need balls to say it. Like, guys, like, we need to grow up. Like 44, 45 years old. Yeah, we're going to meet in the back alley and fight it out. Or come shoot me, or come to my neighborhood, East End section, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Good luck with that. Frankie, my brother, how are you, my man? Great seeing you. John Schubert, sorry to hear about your father. Hope he gets better. Thank you very much, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Since I'm not hustling like Snuff, I'm taking care of family. That's what I'm doing. And I really appreciate you saying that, Johnny. Thank you very much, my friend. Star in that comment because I really do appreciate that. And every day I live in the present. He's doing good today, so I don't look too far ahead, but it is spread everywhere. And times are tough with the personal fam situation. And my duty as a son is to take care of my old man. And besides everything else I do, hustling. You want to talk about hustling? You don't know what I do daily. So give me a break. Not you, Johnny. Everything is a hustle, big brother. We all hustle. I know, Frankie, you already know what me and you do. Nobody realized that we have a huge project, too, behind the fucking scenes that none of you even know about. That just stay tuned. Dominic, thank you, my friend. You know I love you. I appreciate that. Bo, what's up, Bo? I like that name, Bo Jackson, one of the best athletes of all time. My man Bo in the house. What's he got to say? Eric Ladida is a Gotti fangirl. And a Snuff one, I guess, from what I'm hearing. I didn't watch. Like, someone was trying, like, to get me aggravated yesterday, I think, because I was like, because I'm laying down, like, just trying to relax. And they're like, hey, this guy he's talking about you on the show, which I appreciate it because, it's someone giving me a heads up. But I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm sitting down eating dinner. I'm like, let him talk. Let him talk. What's that going to, like, good. Let him talk. Behind a computer screen. Why can't he call me up if he has an issue? He's got my number. He knows how to get in touch with me. Call me. And no, I'm not going to report you for taking my content. I don't do that. That's not. And then what else they going to do? They're going to look into my background. They're going to find DUIs. They're going to find possession with drugs, where the reason why that charge stuck and is on my paperwork is because you know how it is when the cops catch you. They want to know where you got it from, this or that. And, that's small time shit. I didn't say a word, so that's all you got. You got me on a possession charge, 2 DUIs, and me losing to a kickboxer. Good stuff, guys. Keep it coming. Bo, I appreciate you, my friend. I hope to see you around. Who is, yeah, I don't say the names though, Frankie, because it's not even worth mentioning. No, someone who's up, who's like up, literally got his ass, and I guess he got mad because I put down his good friend Snuff, who he never met once before in his life. So, and he wants to play the hustling and street stuff. Like, that's not like what this is about. That shit's for the birds. You want little kids seeing that? That shit's not cool. Hustling on the street and doing this and that. Grow up. For real. And he did time, and he's a legitimate street guy, and I'll give him that. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's nowhere near on like a Merlino level or anything like that. But be your own man. Why don't you try being your own man and stop putting people on pedestals? I'm not saying this to Eric. I'm telling this to everyone. Be your own man. These are just normal people. You go like this, like that, go like that. They bleed red like all of us. I don't know where this ass kissery comes from. I don't know if it's because, like, I know people from that life, or like, I talk to a lot of people from that life, or where we grew up. My buddy Scotty will tell you it was just fighting wise, it was just nuts, fisticuffs all the time around here in NEPA. And that's why John Shay originally became friends with me, because he's like, I know about Scranton, PA. There's tough son of a bitches around that area. I'd love to do an interview with you back in 2016. And we're going to get to why I'm going to thank Snuff in a second. Speaking of Shay. And then it's over. After this live, guys, I'm going to still be doing my lives, but this whole mobby soap opera stuff is over. And okay, one other thing about the gentleman underneath Snuff, Gene Borrello. I seen a video. If any of you could produce a video to me where he's beating a woman, I will absolutely take that down. Everyone knows, including every woman I was ever with. I'm old school chivalry. I don't fucking play that shit. Even Ruby knows, who runs the wrenches in here. If people come on here and start fucking slandering women sexually or whatever, get rid of them immediately. That and racism. They're the two things I don't tolerate at all. So none of you's ever gotten everyone wants to act perfect. Like, you never gotten a screaming match or an argument with your woman before? Are you kidding me? You never you never just like grabbed like your woman though, like this or something like that, and just was like, calm down, or maybe threw a phone or this or that. Everyone wants to act like a saint. And you know why? It's to make yourselves feel better about your own behavior. That's the psychology of it. That's why when a girl puts up, my boyfriend's being mean to me on Facebook, and all these Casanova gentlemen have to come in and act like, that's none of your business. And second off, come in like, oh, I would never do that. Everyone screams and argues in relationships. So give me a break. You produce a video of him beating up a woman, and I will take that down and never talk to Gene Borrello for the rest of my life, ever. Okay? And this whole, you're a rat for interviewing a rat. Well, then you guys are rats for going on Vlad and for going on the Connect and all that shit. None of you scare me at all. I'm always wide in the public. I'm going to his cheesesteak joint by myself. So, I mean, like, you got the wrong one if you think you're going to show little boxing footage and stuff like that. And I didn't show Damien's to make fun of him. Did you hear what I said afterwards? The man had the balls to make the walk and get in the cage. I respect that. He doesn't understand that, whatever. And he tries to put down Danny Dochimo, who's a good friend of mine, who went pro at 36. And I talked to other pro boxers, Peter Manfredi and all them, were like, dude, that's so admirable. And he can't understand this. He's like, he's not going for a champion. He just wanted to prove to himself that he could get back in there. And if you can't admire that, then there's something sickly wrong with you, especially if you took martial arts. So we'll continue to pray for you, but I give you props for making that walk and for fighting in the cage, win or lose, Damien. I do. What's up, Bo? Eric blah blah was a low-level cocaine dealer that fangirls over Angel and the Gotti family. He covers women's gossip now. Yeah, it's Bo, I appreciate you, and I'm so happy that you're here. I love seeing new names. I hope you're subscribed. I love the name Bo, but what I'm trying to say is exactly, look at the sources. It doesn't bother me, but I have to at least though come out and give my reaction though on everything that's been going on for the subscribers, because I got over 120 new subscribers and I'm very, very grateful for each and every one of you. And in that interview with Gene, yeah, you know why I sound like, oh, I'm cutting him off and oh, whatever. It was an Instagram live real quick where we were talking back and forth. It wasn't a show like this. If you watch my shows, then you'll see I shut the fuck up and I let the guest fucking talk. The next one with Larry, I think I say one sentence of the whole entire thing. It's like a soft white underbelly thing. That one was different. So I don't kiss, you know how and then someone writes, like, I wish I posted it. Someone writes a comment going, whoa, 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 whoa. That's what he said. You should be respected Snuff just for the fact that he's friends with Joey. Okay. I respect everyone from individual merit from when I meet you one-on-one. I don't care who you know. When I meet you and I have an experience with you and hey, what's up and this and that, that's how I judge, not by who you know. So people are delusional, or they just don't have like their own, like stop putting people on pedestals. I'm trying to help you here. Better your life. Be a boss. Be a leader. Don't be a follower. Like, because these guys are on the news and this and that and hand the turkeys and this and that. Well, yeah, well, we had a gentleman around this area who done all that, but he didn't call the news cameras to come and check it out. Nobody knew he did it. And he got Man of the Year back in 1966 and would make any one of the mob guys, they couldn't even shine this man's shoes from this area. So give me a break. Give me a break. And most of these, if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But Bo, I appreciate you, my friend. I love the name Bo. Thank you, Frankie. Appreciate you. Loomis, I think G took your interview hostage. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Thanks for being here, Michelle, Erica. I like that. You got my name, my first name and your last name, Eric. But I think Gene took your interview hostage. I'm sorry, Gene, but that's funny as fuck. What's up, bro? Dave, my man, great to see you. As always, hope it's all well out there in Arizona. Italian Stallion in the house. What is up? Brett, where's Brett? Have I been going on a tangent? I miss Brett. Brett, my man, NYC Crime Spot, great channel. And don't forget to subscribe to 52 Topics with Frank Fiorlino. Boom, I got it right, Brett. You can't hit me off with that. What's up, Italian Stallion? CJ, great to see you. Always great to see you, buddy. Chusak. I love you too, man, because you tell it like it is. You don't kiss ass. Like, I don't care if The Rock walks in there right now, like, or whoever. Like Conor McGregor put me up on his stories last week, and everyone knows who Conor McGregor is. I was like, oh, you know, that's pretty cool. But I wasn't like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. They're human beings. Like, I don't know. I don't know if these guys get starstruck or what. I don't know why you get starstruck with mobster. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But the bottom line is that I'm going to get to the rest of the comments. I want to show you some other stuff. Did you see how he sounded? Jeff Dardu, are you last night? Jeff was in the chat on Frank F. and Brett's show, and Brett's show wasn't happy. Joey, you're not going to like what I'm going to say, but I just had a little falling out, though, with Nadu. All I posted was he put up a video on TikTok or somewhere, or Instagram, and it said, this gentleman here is a made man, and blah, 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 blah. And this guy hasn't been caught by the authorities yet or nothing. And I'm like, what are you doing, Jeff? I go, Jeff, I love you, but you know, you could get him jammed up. And then he goes, what, have you been living under a rock? I'm a reporter now. I'm a journalist. No, you're not. You're a YouTuber. All right. Geraldo Nadu, give me a break with the BS bullshit. And I know a lot of you like Nadu. I'm sorry. I I liked him too until his head got inflated. But have I been living under a rock? No, pal. I have a life. Okay. I don't even consume content. I produce it when I have a chance to. So I wish Geraldo to do nothing but the best. I hope that he keeps climbing. And I didn't know he's working for a network now. I didn't know that he's a journalist. I didn't know all this stuff. You know, I just, the one thing is that I don't do is talk about current situations with criminals and try to get him jammed up. I will never do that. Everything I talk about has been documented, has been already out there. If I talk history's sake or anything like that, that is it. Unless a guest comes on and they're just talking and saying whatever they want to say, like with Gene the other day. Oh, Loomis, my friend. What's up, Wade? Crime and Entertainment right there. Brett, NYC Crime Spot, and Crime and Entertainment, my two favorite on YouTube. Subscribe up to my man, Wade. Great to see you, Wade. Love you, brother. Love you. I just want to make sure you got caught with 4 ounces. Yeah, I used to sell coke. But he got caught. And then he did time, and then now he's a big time street guy gangster, and he could tell everyone how it is. But he did do prison time, so whatever. But that shit's like that's not cool. Like you ever see because I was in a lot of state run facilities when I was trying to better my life, and people were like, "Well, I got this much time. Well, I got this much time." Like, are you proud of that? Like, I don't know. Like Paulie Walnut says in The Sopranos, in my book, you get points for staying out of the can. I just don't understand like the whole. Well, I got this much time. I'm trying to be a successful human being and do good in the world and not tell kids and people that it's cool to be a street guy and this and that. But someone told me he's put my video up yesterday. I just put my video up of me. Yeah, I got metal from here. Look at, I can't even make that from that kick. And that was 20 years ago. And I watch it. I laugh about it all because you have to. That's what they put up. Good job. Good job. You got me, guys. I couldn't sleep last night. It was hard to sleep last night. That was a tough one. The fuck out of here. They mentioned Barbera. Who mentioned Barbera? True. No, they didn't mention. I don't know what you're talking about, Frankie. Did I miss something? Let them talk. We even succeed when we have haters. No shit. Oh, no. Oh, Auto Nights. No, yeah, I don't want to give anything away. Nah, they don't, but they should. And it's also, listen, when you go into a movie, you can't go into a movie. If you go into a movie trying to look for accuracy, you're going to hate the movie, especially you, CJ, with all the research and Frankie you do. You got to go into a movie and just enjoy it for what it is. It's not accurate at all. So that's pretty much every movie that's out there is not accurate. Goodfellas, I would say, is probably the most, I would say, from the popular ones, that's most accurate. But Casino has a lot of accurate stuff in it as well, which is missing a lot of stuff. Donnie Brasco, not at all. As we all know at the end with that's not Lefty who does that. That's Sonny Black. And he walked in like a man and got taken out. And it just happens that I know a lot about this history. So it's like something that I do talk about a lot, but I do not want to be categorized in the mob tube genre. I was just like a snuff of the nonsense already when, I had a lot of respect with Snuff though. On I think it was the second episode, he grabbed, where's my paperwork? Yeah. This actually, remember Fish? This is Fish's paperwork. If you all know Fish from the chat. But Snuff goes like this. And he goes, oh no, this is Bobby Luisi's, the United States First Luisi. Bobby Luisi, you guys know who that is. But anyway, he grabs the paperwork and he's like, now this is a part that makes me uncomfortable. And then Joey looked at him and goes, what the fuck you got to be uncomfortable about? So I'm going to tell you what happened because I know how life works. He's around Joey Merlino, which again, I don't have a bad word though to say about Merlino except for the fact though that he's calling podcasters like us rats when he goes on Vlad and goes on the Connect and goes on all these other shows who had informants on. So obviously the character changes when the Dollards do. Okay. So give me a break though with that. But my point being is what happened was Joey started getting like Pete Rose, great guest, Joey Diaz, all these guys, and they started getting numbers, and it got to this guy, that guy's head. And so now he'll be like, Anthony Arlotta, gee, you're a rat. Well, if he ever saw those guys on the street by himself, do you think he'd say that? I can't respect that. Now, if he would say that to their face on the street, I would disregard everything I said, and I'd say, man, respect. I respect you. But Joey, on the other hand, he can say whatever the fuck he wants because he lived it, he did his time, and whatever. But, excuse me, but that shit, I don't agree, though, with. I don't. But I owe him, though, not an apology. I owe him, like I want to hug the son of a bitch, because if what would have happened to me on January was teaming up with John Red Shay, I had no idea. I went by what he was saying and all that, and I heard little bits and pieces like, Loomis, I don't really think he was close to Whitey. Like, just be careful, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But when I was at Pat Nee's house, they didn't say anything. Just Pat was just like, I think Pat was like, I was in county with him and stuff like that. And that's when I was at Pat's house and talking. So I really didn't know. But American Made, that's the name of this channel right here. I just want to show you guys a little something that was just said on American Made. I don't care what you say about this guy, Kevin Weeks. Kevin Weeks, of course, it's easy for everyone out there to go, well, Kevin 2 weeks, Kevin's a rat, Kevin's this and that. Okay, Kevin, though, went inside and then was told by every lawyer that your bosses were top echelon informants. So I know it's easy for all of us, though, sitting on a computer screen or sitting back going, yeah, he's an informant. You can't believe him. First off, you have to believe, though, the informants who made the deal, because if they're caught lying once, they go right back in. Second off, I kind of think Weeksy's situation is different, kind of like a Larry Mazza situation where Scarpa, you're working for a top echelon informant. You're going to take it up the ass for them. But anyway, let's hear what Kevin Weeks has to say about John Red Shay.
John Red Shay and his involvement in the drug business. Now, he's done a few interviews on YouTube on some other channels. What was his involvement with you and Whitey Bulger?
He was a mid-level drug dealer. He was selling like ounces, stuff like that. Every once in a while, he'd go down to Florida, have someone go down and bring back kilos, a couple at a time, and he'd sell them to people. That was his, he's just like a mid-level drug dealer. Well, he was with this girl one night who was a friend of mine, and he was drinking and stuff. He was up at her apartment, and he started shooting the place up. Mm. And she says, I'm telling Kevin and Whitey. He goes, basically tell him to go after himself. I don't care, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, she come down and told us. So I reached out for him, had him go down the store, and I pulled I had an Ingram, machine gun, Israeli machine gun, and I pulled it on him. And basically ended up fining him $25,000, and he had to pay monthly rent now, and that was his involvement. But then after everything was over and stuff, he's one of these guys to like the Army, the old recruiting poster, be all you can be. Mm-hmm. So he wrote a book, and there's a lot of embellishment in there. I'll be nice, He was his bodyguard and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Except he was never around us, except for once a month of. Every once in a while, you come by to say hi. You come by once a month to pay the money. And that's the thing. It's DEA and the state police, everybody, in the investigation, they all called him on. He's full of shit. Mm-hmm. He wasn't around, as much as he likes to think. Yeah. He's the angel of death, he says. He's in the car with Whitey Bulger and myself and this other kid that he's having a problem with. I'm trying to straighten it out. And in his book, he says, little do they know the angel of death. I mean, Whitey's there, and I'm there. He's the angel of death. It'll blow his fucking head off. Mm. You know, he was nothing.
Right.
You know.
Thank you, Snuff. I really want to thank you for letting Shay know that I interviewed Anthony Arellano, which he already knew, which I was at Shay's house. If you saw in that clip, that was me next to Shay. The same night I went to Arellano's, Shay was behind the scenes of Mafia Truth and Hard Truths and Reviews the whole entire time. Called me up. I got him on Vlad. I got him on the Connect. I already showed you all those receipts of me closing those deals with Evan from Vlad and from Johnny Mitchell from the Connect to get him on. He wanted to team up with me and start a podcast after the new year, but this guy here told him that he can't because I interviewed Arellano. And then someone wrote into me, he never knew you interviewed Arellano, blah, blah, blah. So I showed him a text, me and Shay texting each other. And I said, hey, you know that Joey ain't never going to say, hey, well, Loomis interviewed Arellano, so la-di-da-da-da. And right underneath it, Shay goes, I don't give a fuck. You're with me. And this is the guy that also said that he wasn't, though, next to Whitey Bulger because he wouldn't listen to a word that Whitey would say and Kevin Weeks would. His exact words are like Kevin Weeks, like Whitey could tell Kevin to jump and Kevin could say how high, but John wouldn't do that. Give me a break. He'd be underneath the bridge in a second. Whitey Bulger would have played. Everyone could say whatever they want about Whitey Bulger, but back in his day, he was a fucking maniac and would blow your fucking brains out in 2 seconds. All right. So it was a blessing in disguise that didn't happen. And I want to thank you, Snuff, for doing that because huge blessing, my friend. Plus, I could just get this. I wouldn't be able to sit next to him anyway. He's just like calling everyone rat, 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 rat. And everyone knows from watching me, I never even used that word. I just use it like that. But I might say turncoat, I might say this or that. If you're not put to that test and you're not looking at 25 to life and we're in a criminal organization, stop calling everyone that word like you would stand tall and do the time. Like, come on, do it. Would I cooperate? I don't know. None of us know until we're put through that test. That's my point. But thank you, Snuff, for real. I owe you one. I'll buy you a cheesesteak when I'm there this weekend. I thought Alto Nights was really good and accurate, but they butchered the Appalachian part at the end. I didn't see it though all, but from what I heard though, they made someone look like an informant who wasn't. So, and I also heard though that they butchered that though as well. Michelle Loomis, I enjoy your content. Gene, the videos are all out there. Thanks, Michelle. I don't care. Oh, you mean like he took my content and took it out? I don't care. Even that Eric took my content. I'm not going to report anyone. All that, you know what it does, Michelle? It just helps me out. And then if they talk about me, all it does is help me out. So let them talk about me. They show me fighting 20 years ago inside of a ring with a kickboxer, and they think that that's going to bother me when I showed everyone that. Batman and Booger said, what's up? What's up, Baller T. Washington? Great to see you here, my friend. Tell them I said, what's up, right back at them. Batman and Booger. There is a huge oil deal in 33 on Penn Oil Company, the Texas Oil Company. They would later form a shell company. It was Bush family, Marcello and Russ. I thought I could ask. LOL. Oh, you're good, CJ. This is just more of this is a different type of live right now that I wanted, because I have a show that I have to do at 6:00 with a guest out in San Diego. Reed, my cousin, what is up, my friend? Great to see you. You know me better than anyone. You think I'm going to shy away from anything? Please. Got the wrong one. There she is, adorable, deplorable. I haven't talked to you in a while. Just bopping to say hello. Great to see you. I'm going to check that movie out tonight. You know what? I should go and check it out. It all depends on what time the episode's over with. I got a show at 6. I should finally go and see this. Loomis, John's roast pork is great. Used to work by their roast pork spinach shop. Don't even get me started. I lived on 17th and Snyder. I love it. That's why on Instagram, I just put up a post. And guys, my Instagram and the Buffalino family Instagram is in the description if you want to follow that, because I always put everything up on Instagram. But like how I'm talking about going to Philly and trying Joey's cheesesteak, I said my favorite is John's roast pork. unbelievable. Better than D'Alessandro's, I think, and even the roast pork sandwiches with the spinach are great, but even their cheesesteak is unbelievable. But I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to go down there because I have a little problem though with stuff or whatever, and like soap opera-ish problem, and say, "Oh, this sucks." No, I'll give the real review, and it'll be live. Since everyone in the comments over on Gene's thing said that I'll never go there, don't. I'm not the one that just don't challenge me on not doing something, because you're going to find yourself sadly mistaken. D'Agasta, how you been, my friend? Great to see you. Thank you for being here, my friend. Thank everyone, though, for being here. I didn't think anyone will pop in. Oh, wait, we got a hater, though. We got to bring him in. Oh, you the clown who co-signs for women beating rats like Gene. Clown. Okay, like I said 100,000 times. Christopher, show me a video where he beats up a woman, and I'll take that down in 2 seconds and never speak to him ever again. Show me the video. You the clown. You're the clown that probably is on your knees licking Joey and Snuff's balls because you don't have your own manhood, and you put people on pedestals and you just can't be your own man. So give me a break. And I'll be at their cheesesteak joint though this week. So yeah, I'm that clown. Gotta love the haters. Gotta love them. Aren't you worried Snuff might be waiting for you petrified? Oh, I'm not kidding. I'm going to actually, if I see him, I'm going to walk right up to him. I'm just going to go, listen, man, thank you. Not even kidding. Thank you. Thank you. Because now that I know, even though it was kind of like, behind my back and what he did or whatever, it was like, oh, but at the same time, I have to thank him because it was a blessing in disguise. You guys, and just like everyone else, you guys got to be careful what books you read, all that stuff. Brett wrote a real good thing on Instagram, and he's like, I knew it. He's like, and Kevin Weeks is a very solid individual on when it comes to source. So is Pat D. They were actually really there and around. So I'm the clown who co-signs girls getting beat. You know what I mean? Like, this kid obviously doesn't know me. If I ever seen anyone beating a woman, I'd fucking kill him in 2 seconds. I don't even like people talking bad about women on here. But Gene's just an easy target because he got mad at his girl and he threw a phone. So everyone wants to say he beat her. Like, do you understand that? Like, where did he put hands on a woman? You show me that, I'll take it down and never talk to him again. Problem is everyone don't read the newspaper fucking heading or whatever, and they fucking believe everything they fucking read without looking into it themselves. You think that I didn't look into all of that before having him on? Dag. You're a hater. Don't you know he can go anywhere? You didn't get the memo? I love you, Brett. I love you. These people think though like that they could say whatever they want about me. I was an alcoholic. I was a junkie. Ooh, I lost a kickboxing match 20 years ago that I showed you guys. Never kickboxed before in my life. Just but still got in there. I showed you Damien's. I gave him respect. And he's sending me stuff of me getting beat. He's getting the shit knocked out of him. So like, where's these? That's just, I pray for that guy. I do. I think deep down he's a good dude. He's just confused. But Soretti, my man, how you been? What is good? That woman recorded him beating her, didn't she? No, William Wallace. And by the way, I love, I always tell you, love the profile pic. No. Unless there's a video that I haven't seen. There's no video of him beating up a woman. Nowhere. A video you might hear of her. Someone said, my good friend Vinny's like, well, the dog was barking though. And he was like, kind of yelling. That's okay. That yelling, that's different. I'm talking to beating up a woman. You guys produced that video for me and that is gone and I'll never talk to him again. Simple as that. Loomis, my brother, do what you do and F those haters as long as you like your gold and my brother. And there's a real one right there. Ron, love you, my man. Was just talking to Bobby yesterday and for trying to figure out some stuff though for Canada. And I really appreciate you, my friend. It's always great seeing you. And I love everyone out there in Canada who follows. And shout out though to my man. My brain's going a million miles a minute because I keep checking the time though. But come on, give me the show's name again. It's killing my head, Ron. You know what I'm not. I'm thinking Snuffy because of Snuff behind me. But why can't I think of his name? I'm so sorry. I feel terrible now. I shouldn't have brought that up without knowing the name. You know the name, the Canadian Underworld show name. Crafty. Crafty One. That's my man. Shout out to Crafty One and shout out to you, Ron. But William Wallace, honest to God, no. There's no video of him beating a woman. And if there is, I haven't seen it yet. But they'll use, he's an easy target, obviously, because he gets in trouble a lot. And I even told him, I'm like, dude, watch like who your friends are. They're going to come up to you in Florida. Oh, you're Gene Borrello. And they're going to wait. And what these guys need to stop doing, especially like, you know, when, if I, and I'm going to be, I'll say it straight up. I'll say it straight up. If you cooperate it and you got away and now you're out and about, and stop living and trying to live like a gangster. Improve your life. Like for real. Because, you know, you're out and about. So Crafty, I got it. Thank you, Italian Stallion. Michelle, Erica, Loomis, go look on the skinny. It's there. What's there? I'm not even going to go look though, but what do you mean what's there? What, that interview? Well, then tell Skinny I said thank you. I don't know though what you mean though, like what's there? Looking forward to your Canadian visit, my brother. So am I, my friend. So am I. Believe me. Times, you know what I mean? I just have to make sure it's at a good time because, you know, obviously with what's going on with my personal situation, though, with my fam and stuff. But, you know, we're working on it, though, for like the next 2 months. So we will see what's up. But Michelle, if you can get back to me on that, or if you don't, I don't know. But if it's on there, then that's great. My point is, this guy will never kiss ass. This guy is never gonna. He learned from the past, teaming up and stuff like that. Except for with Lala, with the music, she's great. She's out in San Francisco, and we're gonna have some great content dropping though with the music. This channel. We're going to do Mafia stuff every 2 weeks. I'm not part of that genre. The only stuff that you will see reported on this channel is about the Buffalino family. And like I said, every 2 weeks on Sunday, I'll drop something Mafia type related. Barbecue, Jerry. I love the name. What's up? Thank you for being here. Great to see you. And I want to thank all the new subscribers too, as well. Appreciate all of you. And that interview, though, wasn't like, you know, the best of my, that's not how I interview people. It was an Instagram live, if anyone caught that. So it was just like a back and forth. And we both had our little problems, personal problems with a certain someone. But as I showed you before, and I'll show it again. Gene choking the girl on the skinny. So he's physically choking her. Like you see him choking her on the skinny. Like, okay, I will look into that. There, speak of the devil. What is going on, Bobby Bright? Michelle, I will look into that. Thank you. What is up? A lot of people, though, it just seems, you know, I think they almost in a way, and this is the truth, they root for people's downfalls, meaning that like if they hear someone did something, it's guilty before innocent right away. I'm not even talking about Gene. I'm talking just in everyday life because I think it makes them feel better about themselves. Like, oh, well, I'm not so bad. Yeah, that person got in trouble. So yay, this or that. I wait until everything plays out and see how it goes. There he is. Thank you, Loomis. Salute, buddy. Crafty, I apologize. There's so many names. Snuffy, Crafty, I apologize very much. That's the channel right there, ladies and gents. If you want to know about Canadian crime, that's the man, Crafty. Great to see you, my friend. Mike Mermile, what's up, buddy? Always great to see you. Jeff is a piece of shit. He thinks he is something, but he is nothing. Jeff who? Oh, Geraldo Nadeau. Geraldo Nadeau? Yeah. He's a journalist now and reporter. He's like, what, are you living under a rock? What is it to you? And I used to be like real cool with him. And I was like, okay, pal, kick it back a notch and, let's deflate the ego a little bit. All right. I don't care about numbers. This page doesn't get none. It's been banned for I don't know how long because of the way how I talk and from the demonetization and strikes. So this page doesn't get numbers. I don't care about numbers. I don't care about how much money you make. Everyone's all in the comments about Gene's money. I don't know if you people judge everyone with money. Well, then good luck. I judge people by if they're a solid individual, and that's that. But if you want to live that materialistic life and just think that that's what life's all about, good luck, because then you're in for a rude awakening down the road. All right, let me write that down. Thanks, Michelle. Put it right there. Number 81. I will take a look at that. And I appreciate you letting me know. For real. Hey, Dominic Crafty. Yeah, don't come here to hate our bro. I'll take you. Oh, you talking about the hater up there? Christopher? Where's Christopher at? Let's go get him. It's funny, though, that they still watch. There's a lot of haters right now watching. But at least Christopher at least will have the balls to say something. Oh, you're the clown who co-signs for women beating rats like Gene. Yeah. First off, Christopher, I'm sure that you looked at a real lot of time before with the criminal organization that you were involved with where you could call everyone know that word. Second off, no, I don't co-sign. And like I just said, show me proof of him beating a woman and I'll never talk to the man again. Fact. This new age computer shit. I think it's because I grew up in an age like where you talk face to face and you handle your differences man to man. That's why it's funny to me. So again, I want to throw a huge shout out to Snuff because again, I want to play this again because this is great info, and fanboys won't want to believe it because they become fan. Do you guys have posters of these guys on your wall? I mean, I remember I had a poster of Dominique Wilkins and like Paul O'Neill from the Yankees, but like, do you guys put posters of these guys on your wall or something? I don't know. But American Made, a great channel. Check out the interview with Kevin Weeks. Here's the clip again. Check it out.
John Shay and his involvement in the drug business. Now he's done a few interviews on YouTube on some other channels. What was his involvement with you and Whitey Bulger?
He was a mid-level drug dealer. He was selling like ounces, stuff like that. Every once in a while, he'd go down to Florida, have someone go down and bring back kilos, a couple at a time, and he'd sell them to people. That was his, he's just like a mid-level drug dealer. Well, he was with this girl one night who was a friend of mine, and he was drinking and stuff. He was up at her apartment, and he started shooting the place up. And she says, I'm telling Kevin and Whitey. He goes, basically tell him to go after himself. I don't care, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, she come down and told us. So I reached out for him, had him go down the store, and I pulled I had an Ingram, machine gun, Israeli machine gun, and I pulled it on him. And basically ended up fining him $25,000, and he had to pay monthly rent now, and that was his involvement. But then after everything was over and stuff, he's one of these guys to like the Army, the old recruiting poster, be all you can be.
Mm-hmm.
So he wrote a book, and there's a lot of embellishment in there. I'll be nice, He was his bodyguard and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Except he was never around us, except for once a month of every once in a while he come by to say hi. You know, he come by once a month to pay the money. You know, and that's the thing. It's DEA and the state police, everybody, you know, in the investigation, they all called him on. He's full of shit. You know, he wasn't around, you know, as much as he likes to think.
Yeah.
You know, he was the angel of death, he says. You know, he's in the car with Whitey Bulger and myself and this other kid that he's having a problem with. I'm trying to straighten it out. And in his book, he says, little do they know the angel of death. You know? I mean, Whitey's saying he's the angel of death? He'll blow his fucking head off. You know, he was nothing.
Right.
You know?
Thank you, American Made, for getting Mr. Kevin Weeks on. Thank you, Kevin Weeks, for exposing the truth. And thank you, Snuff, again, for telling Shay not to team up with me. And Shay listened to you and walked like with his tail between his legs because he's not his own man. But thank you again, Snuff. I really do appreciate that. Now, wait, I just read some shit that I got to take a look at. Sleepy Joe, what is up, my friend? Great to see you. Internet tough guys are scary as a glass of milk. Yeah, and Bobby, everyone know that's on the internet here. Same with Ron Archer. You guys would tie them up in a pretzel and fucking throw them off a bridge in 2 fucking seconds. So it's funny. You know, everyone thinks just because these people are on the internet, they don't understand. They don't know. Like, they think like they're the only ones. Well, keep kissing ass because I'm going to be in Philadelphia by myself. So let's see what happens. Okay? Live, and I'm not going to just sneak up like, oh, I'm here. It'll be well known right before I'm there. Let's see what happens. All of you delusional fucks who live behind a fucking screen and vicariously live through YouTube and look up to all these guys. Let's see what happens. Okay, Sin. What's up, my man, Sin? Good name. Eric Lottie is jumping through hoops to defend Dom Sicali. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Does Berlino know that? Because Sicali cooperated. So he's, you know, wow. What is this? Sicali promised a $200 million giveaway. A $200 million giveaway for what? What do you got to do to get the $200 million? I got this fucking genre. Oh, thank God it's almost over. All of it. All of it. And speaking of the internet tough guys, you know, they leave comments. Where you at? Where's your channel? You know, where's your face? Your full name? Where's it at? Go on my Instagram. My full name is right there on top. I live in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, in the East End section. Very easy to find. Very easy to find. Give me a fucking break with the bullshit. And I don't hide behind people. I don't talk shit on people because I have this guy with me. You know, when I say something, I say it because it's what I mean, not because I have this guy next to me and that guy. Yeah, I know a lot of people around there that are, you know, crazy son of a bitches, but that doesn't mean anything. By myself every day. So, a word me and my great friend always use, bring it. Well, 3 words, bring it on. Please. That $200 million giveaway, that sounds great. Here, this DL, my man. I forget the comment you put the other day when I was dying. It was great. If they can't show their face and use their real name, then I'm not giving them the time of day. Exactly. Oh, in crypto coins. So I don't understand though. How could he defend him though, but then he's mad though about stuffing them? You got to understand if stuffing them find that out, then they're just going to call Eric a rat because anyone who interviews an informant to them is a rat. That's their logic. So, and I'll interview whoever the fuck I want to interview. I'm just a freelance podcaster. I'm not a journalist like Geraldo Nedu or a reporter. I'll interview whoever I want to interview. If you don't like it, there's a billion other fucking channels that you could go watch. Okay? This movie will never end. Sakali started a crypto. They're close buddies on screen. So then how? I don't understand, though, because Red Shay, they told you can't be around Loomis because he interviewed Anthony Aralotta, which Shay knew about. Shay, this was like 3 years ago. I was at Shay's house. If you watch that clip with Kevin Weeks, that's me at Shay's house. Where did I go right after that? Anthony Aralotta's. And Shay even said, "Oh, ask him about Whitey Bulger and me and blah, 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 blah." But then Joey gets out, starts a podcast. Shay, I have the receipts, and I'm not going to show them, but because that's personal between two other people, I'll show the ones with Mayan bitching because him and his wife have to pay the plane fare. Joey doesn't pay for that. Joey doesn't pay even when Shay goes there all the way to Florida and Philly from Boston, takes a plane, and Joey and them don't even pay for dinner. They stiff him on the bill. How would I know that Joey and them don't pay for dinner? So see, if Joey and them saw this, they know that they would know that I'm not lying deep down inside, but they can't though say that though, because, but yeah, like, and then he ends, and instead of like a real friendship though, that he knew he had me, I'm that friend that'll walk off a cliff for my friends, but he runs over on that side. Well, let's see how that plays out in a few months. All right. Because, a lot of things are looking up, and the big podcast that he wanted though to be on, it's just funny though that two of them reached out to me and now they want me to be a guest on their show. So it's funny how everything comes full circle. He's probably thinking, oh, gonna go over there. Loomis, his page is shadow banned and barely gets throw any numbers. Nobody will see anything. Yeah, I'm on the road tomorrow, pal, for my first big podcast as a guest, and then there's two other ones the next following 2 weeks after. So cream always rises to the top. Like anyone would buy word of rat or who screwed his grandma. Yeah, I know. Don't even get me started on that because I don't have any issues with him, but yeah, you know. But they're perfect. Everyone else though is a piece of shit. And and it's all everyone else is just a piece of shit and this and that, la di da da da. Well, I'll tell you one thing right now. Me, I'm not stopping. I'll never stop, until I'm flatlined. So good luck with that. And second off, when I was getting the messages yesterday about someone talking about me, I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't care. Because I don't, I just showed you the video of me in that fight. It was 20 years ago, and I was stupid. You don't walk into a ring untrained and try to fight a fucking kickboxer. I learned the second he threw that first kick, I'm like, I'm dead. So I was just running away like the matador. And then he went, boop, boop, caught me. That's why now, metal from here to here. I actually, when I'm outside talking to people, I actually, those ice cream brain freezes, I get those from that fight because my whole mouth is metal now. But if you could win 20 street fights in a row, do not go in the ring. You can't beat anyone who trains, and believe me. And that was low level, and I wasn't putting Damian down when I showed him getting knocked the fuck out. I was just that he was like emailing me that video laughing. I'm like, dude, it was on the Best of the Loomis show for the past 3 years. I just took it down because I thought I was teaming up though with Shay. What are you trying to prove here? And then I get, the Omen Damien, but then I see this from him. Like, this is how weird. Where's the psychology at? You're gonna send me a video of me in the ring losing a kickboxing match, but then this is out there.
I'm able to stop the onslaught. Yeah, he's if you look over good hip position, good basic mechanics, keeping his hips heavy while he's driving.
And he lost to a guy named Ozzy Osbourne, which is even better.
Tell some of your fighters outside.
Look at that.
Inside. He threw a left hook, right cross, couple straight right hands. Right down the middle, and then when the guy.
What a loser.
On the outside.
Again, that wasn't me watching the video, but I will. And it's kind of funny karma. My dog's name was Ozzy, who I just lost 2 months ago. I'm the biggest Ozzy Osbourne fan, and that's who ends up beating him. But I don't care. I still respect the man for getting in there. See, after what he was showing people that being, oh, look at this, and trying to put me down, I still have respect though that he actually got in there. Who cares if he lost fucking, what's his name, lost this weekend? Michael Chandler, who's an animal. People lose inside the cage. It happens. The man made the walk. He'll have my respect for that. But he's sending me videos of me losing and stuff. Well, buddy, maybe you might want to try to, get rid of those. Okay. And then you obviously got in the martial arts for the wrong reason. You get in the martial arts so you don't fight. You get in the martial arts to get yourself centered. Yes, you learn skills unless you want to be a fighter like you are and stuff, but you don't go around and bully civilians. That's so punkish, and any legitimate martial art person will tell you that. Maybe I'll sink my man Dave on him.
That's all you did. Let's go! Get up! Get
Give me some of that. I love that, dude. It's a good friend of mine, Dave. Probably one of the toughest guys around here, though. But yeah, I just saw that. I'm like, I gotta play that for a second because he cracks me the fuck up, though. What else do we got, guys? Please subscribe. And hit that like button. And what time is it? 5:13. I got to get prepped up for the next show. What's up, Gucci Boomer? Gucci in the house, my man, gentlemen. Birds for Life, just here to say fuck Gene and you letting him on, rat fuck. So, Birds for Life must have been looking at a real lot of time before, though, to call everyone a rat. I must have been involved with a big criminal organization. Thank you, Birds for Life, for helping the show. Appreciate the comment. Put your real name up next time. Thanks. These people don't realize how stupid though they look. Like it's so odd. They're not even haters, but they're fans because they take part of their day to write something. So, it's so laughable to me. I love it. Birdie. Chris, what's up, my friend? Great to see you as always. Thanks for being here. Who posted what, William Wallace? What's that? Least you had what? Least you had balls to get in there. Yeah, and so did Damien. I give credit where credit's due. Exactly. And he wants to knock a good friend of mine, Danny, for going professional at 36 years old. He's not trying to be a champ. He just wanted to prove to himself, and he's 3-0, and he's doing fantastic. That's admirable. But these people are, I'm just telling you, they live vicariously through this and YouTube, and they get on their knees and they lick the balls of, oh, someone wrote, you should just respect Snuff because he knows Joey. The fuck does that mean? No, I respect each man by individual merit when I meet them. That's how you respect a man. Oh, you know that person? Like, grow up, guys. And I'm trying to help you here right now when I say this. Be your own man. Be your own man. And stop licking the taint of others who aren't better than you. Be a leader, not a follower. Try it out. It's life-changing. Birds get a life. All he did was just show, thank you for leaving the comment. It just helps. Yes, there is too much of that in this hang around guy. It's ridiculous. Like, nobody knows that. It just shows me that nobody knows that like, or seen anything from that life. There's nothing glamorous about that life whatsoever. They watch too many movies. They don't understand it. There is nothing glamorous at all about that life. And anyone who was involved with that life will tell you that if they're truthful. And anyone, family members who are devastated, and kids growing up without fathers and all that, it's not cool. It's great movies, great history, but it's not something to look up to. Joe Buffalino, what's up, my man? I'll have to check your blood pressure next time you come by. What's up, Joe? You'll see me this weekend, buddy. Oh no, listen, that's just how I talk. I'm calculated. I'm cool. I'm calm, my man. Let them bring it. Let them bring it. Who's irrelevant? Sam. And Sam, thanks for being here. Joe Buffalino, salute. Internet tough guys. Hey, Joe. Joe, how you been? Oh, Joe, that's Chris that stopped by before with me. But like I said, that's all that I'm doing is working on that. We're doing music stuff, have another guest on from all addiction stuff, PTSD stuff to help other people, not this wannabe gangster type BS that everyone wants to be a tough guy behind the computer. So contact me, come say it to my face, and then I'll have respect for you. But if you're going to come on and just leave comments like that, you're going to get laughed at all the way to the bank. You're going to get laughed at. And all you're doing is helping. So thank you, whoever that was before. And again, like I said, if I see a video of him beating up a woman, I'll take that down. But I seen the video, and I don't see any beating up of a woman whatsoever. And then they even said on that show, which I was shocked when he's like, oh, well, the prosecutors should do this like that. I thought that, well, Sonny Francis is a rat. That's just as big as a rat move. Like, how could you call Sonny Francis a rat? It's mind-boggling. Joe, the blood pressure is good, my man. Loomis, when you have the addiction show, this Sunday, buddy, I'll be doing one on addiction. And I also will be having on, some good solid guests as well. I took down the one, from when I had Novak on from Jackass and stuff, but I still have that. I should put that back up. But I'm going to do some live addiction shows and stuff, unmonetized or anything like that, because I don't believe in making money off of addiction. But I talk about it a lot on my Instagram, too. If you just go in the description there, you could follow that. And then you could also follow the Buffalino family as well. That'll be their next move. Now, one guy came on here and he's like, my life mission is to get the Buffalinos to stop talking to you. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. The world is full of morons, unfortunately. Glad you ain't one, Loomis. Articulate, you fella. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate you. Even with high blood pressure, Joe, I'm articulate. You hear that? And if you're with Donna, give her my love. Oh. Thank you, Sam. But Chris, absolutely. You had Novak on? Yeah, I had him on in Philly when I was at his house in Philly in 2018, I think. That show was up for a long time. But like I said, a lot though got taken down because a partnership though was supposed to happen though. But Big Bad and Mr. Integrity listened to I'm trying to, like, the weatherman. I have a green screen here, so listen to this guy here. But I got to thank, though, this guy. I really do. I mean it. I give him props, too, though, for getting clean, because that is no easy feat whatsoever. 100% has my respect on that. But thank you, Snuff, for telling that to Shay, because I wouldn't want to be sitting next to a fraud anyway. Life's mission. People are whack jobs. You already know it, Chris. Sam, no worries. Love from Manchester, UK. Nice. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe up. I got to get ready for our next show. Damn, I remember Novak. He was on Howard Stern and bam, off. Yeah, that was a funny episode. Remember that? He was out of his mind then, though. But when I talked to him, he was only about 2 years sober. He's a lot more years sober now. But I was at his house. It wasn't a stream. That was before streaming. I went to his house in Fairmount, Philadelphia. And we did a good show. It was about like an hour and a half long. And there's a great episode. There's a bunch of clips of it on my Instagram. If any of you are on Instagram, if you go into the description, hit it and give me a follow. Loomis, I need to talk to you about how I got off everything. It's a different way of doing it. There are different ways of doing it, DL. You're absolutely right. And I never said I did it. I got off it from a different way either. If you're talking about the AA way and that way, that's not how I did it. Now, by those principles you want to live, like you need to get this, because it's not the drug and the alcohol that's the problem. And everyone knows that there's something else that's bothering you to fill that void. So when you get to that, And that's why, like, that's what I got to. And that's why I'm very present these days. And my father's sickness helped me with that. Instead of looking like, oh, what's going to be going on with Pops in 2 weeks? I just had to live for the moment and live for the day. And it's life changing, life changing. And I feel good and I love myself. All of us should love ourselves, and not talk down on ourselves or think you're a piece of shit or this or that. And no matter how deep you are in whatever, 3.5 years ago, you would never think in a million years, if you saw me, that I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. So it's possible for anyone. All right. Even I'll give the credit, even the stuff. He had his problems though with the pills and the painkillers and all that. And look what he's doing now. He's making bank. It's not just about money though. He's sober and he's enjoying his life. I give him that. I just think though that he just needs to stop licking balls a little bit and be his own man. That's all. And congrats to you, DL. Absolutely. Ever hear of people using ibogaine? Yes, I did. I know 2 people who did it, and they are still off of it like that. It's a very heavy hallucinogenic, though, where they watch you. You used to have to go to Mexico to do it. I don't know if you still have to, but I know one guy, he was in and out of treatment. This guy just died. He was one of those guys that you're like, he's never going to get it. And now he's clean to this day just from ibogaine. 100%. Costs like $10,000, but still. I'll tell you what, I'd pay $1 million if I could get $1 million for peace of mind, because addiction is no joke. And whoever's addicted out there, your loved ones, if you have someone who's addicted, that's not the real them. Like they're a shell of their own self. And it's sad. It sucks. But I'm just fortunate enough, though, that I'm sober today and that I can be here for my family instead of the other way around, them, getting me out of, paying for my ankle bracelets from DUIs and stuff in my younger 20s. Now I could take care of them the other way around. And for that alone, I am eternally grateful. So there is a beautiful life on the other side. It may not seem like it. I used to want to punch people in the face when they'd say that in rehab, like, life's great now. I'd be like, but no, it really is. It really is. When you find yourself and you get centered and you're comfortable being your own man and you don't need no army, to talk or to say whatever, and you just feel good and you don't give a fuck. Not meaning I don't give a fuck what anyone says or thinks about me, because I know I'm living an honest life. When I say don't give a fuck, that doesn't mean don't give a fuck about others. Every day I pray. I say I pray I treat others as I'd want to be treated, But it's just fanboyitis that goes on in this genre. And that's why we're mixing it up though with music, addiction, and all that stuff. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you very much, Adorable Deplorable. I have to see the replacement therapy, methadone. I tried so many times but relapsed. Methadone maintenance, only thing that helped me, but that's the last resort. Yeah, Chris, if you could get down low off of that, down to like 5 milligrams, and then you're going to have to wait a couple days because that stuff sticks in your bones for a while, and get on the Suboxone, and they give you a shot. And then you don't even realize when you're off of the Suboxone that you're just off of everything, And I know that a lot of people do the methadone maintenance. They got to go every morning and they got to this and that. And what there's another pandemic. I mean, that's great, buddy. And I don't judge anyone. I know, if you're on the Suboxone, if you're on that's great. You're making moves, and and you're not out there. And these day and age too, it's all fentanyl. So, that's fantastic, because you don't know, it's Russian roulette every day. But what my buddy did was he got lower. And you know how it is, though. Those 2 days are going to be like nuts, because you're going to think you're freaking out, because a lot of it is mental at times. But I mean, it's physical too, let's be honest. But there's a lot mental with it. But then no one till you get on Suboxone, because Suboxone makes you, I think it the methadone, you got to go through too many loops. And you also, it rots your teeth to get you that big. You get on that Suboxone for 2 weeks and then let them give you the Sublocade shot in your stomach and do that for about 3 or 4 months. You won't even realize it. Because it comes out, it takes like a year for it slowly to come out of your body, and you don't even detox or anything. And then but you want to still be doing work on yourself. You don't want to just say, I'm going to do this or whatever. You want to look into yourself and say, all right, what's going on with me? But keep going, man. Just keep going, and don't let anyone judge you or whatever, man. Congrats. You're on your way, and keep going. Reach out anytime too. Chris, people also use Suboxone. Yeah, but what you don't understand though, Chris, is that if he took a Suboxone right now, he would go through something that's called precip, and precip is not fun. So if you're on methadone, right, and you take a Suboxone, you go through precipitated withdrawal, which makes it withdrawal times 100. You want to make sure that methadone's out of your system before taking the Suboxone. So yes, you're right. Suboxone is another way, a form that you could use, and it's easier because you don't have to go to the clinic all the time. But you better make sure that methadone's out of your system, boy, because if you take a Suboxone while that's still in your system, yikes! It's like it feels like lava, like seeping down. It's ugh. I could 3.5 years later. Actually, that didn't happen to me till like 4 years ago. But yeah, it's just make sure that the methadone's out, and make sure though, since if you are in a clinic though, the doctors though, when you let them know, they'll make sure and wean you down. Don't judge by YouTube videos. Listen to your doc, and I'm telling you, listen to me. Don't don't not go for your methadone one day and be like, I'm going to take a Suboxone instead, because you're going to fucking no. You got to wait. It all depends on how long you've been on, the milligrams you've been on, but minimal 72 hours before taking a Suboxone, because precip is no fun. But yes, Chris, you are right though. Suboxone is another way, but the shot is the best thing in the world. It's a miracle. Pen, I tried Suboxone, didn't work. I sicked my pills. I wasn't ready to have a script. Methadone, I had to go daily until I earned take homes. At least you got your take homes, man. Listen, if you're living good and you're working and you're doing fine and all that, don't be judged or do whatever. But if you want to go get off of the methadone, that's what I was talking about. Oh, if you want to, I don't judge either way. Everyone's sobriety is their own sobriety. So that's on you. But you made that first step, man. I think it's bigger than a first step, man. You made a couple steps to get to where though you are. And you're not out there ripping and running out on the street. You know how that is. Kensington land and shit. Once I started hitting there, I was like, that's it. Sold. Well, buddy, I'm here. Yeah, DMT treatment though, Chris. I mean, but that doesn't. The DMT isn't though going to get all that out of your system right away. You could do DMT. I mean, unless you had a bunch of it nonstop. But when you smoke DMT, it only lasts for like 10 minutes. Then it'd smoke again. Ibogaine the way. DMT treatment would be fantastic for after you're done detoxing. Then do a DMT type treatment thing on yourself. But Ibogaine, it's a miracle. But if you could get yourself onto Suboxone and get that shot in your stomach, where it's a 30-day shot, I'm telling you right now, it is life-changing. And then you go again and get another shot, the 300 milligrams, then in another month, another 300 milligrams, and another month it goes down to 100 milligrams. And then you want to get that but you want to stay on it for about 6 months. You won't even remember. You'll be like, oh, I missed my appointment to get my other shot. Like what? Like it's a miracle. And even the worst insurances have it. Just regular, normal Medicaid, you could get it. So just talk to whatever provider out there, but just make sure that methadone's out of your system if you were going to go that route. And what Bobby's talking about for your mind and all that stuff, that helps, but you got to though make sure though that everything's detoxed out of you though first. The Ibogaine, you could actually go right in and go on that. And you're going to wake up and your whole head, it's a miracle. I see people go through 1 week of Suboxone and they were fine and didn't have withdrawals. Yeah, well, what happens is though, after like 5 or 6 days with the sub, you're just going to get real weak. You know what I mean? Then you could push like yourself through it and stuff. And then like 20 or 21 days, it's like 3 weeks later, you're like a new man. But that methadone is tough, man. It sticks in you. I got off methadone cold turkey, 125 milligrams in a house in Lancaster, in my buddy's sober house. And it felt like the way I could equate it is like jumping off of a 30-story building every 5 seconds. And you can't, it's tough. And it feels like battery acid's coming out of you. At fish concerts, we don't do fish here. PH, we don't do fish. We do Sabbath. No, I'm just kidding. They're a good band. That Sean Ryan did that and got sober. Yeah, but there's no way though that he could have though been hooked though on not on methadone that's in your bones or whatever though, because I smoked DMT a very lot of times. I only know it from I've worked in many treatment centers. When you go into like when you're done detoxing, then it's a fabulous thing though to do. But Sean Ryan, I know who you're talking about though. He was an alcoholic. We're talking though about methadone that sticks in the bones that stays in there for a very, very long time. You don't even feel almost human for like a year unless you could get yourself down real low, get off of it, and do what my buddy did with the Suboxone and then go on the shot. So there's definitely always hope. I love that podcast, that Sean Ryan's too, by the way. My friend's going to be on that very soon. 18 years. That's what I mean, Chris. So be very careful. Don't get your advice on YouTube or even me. Talk to the docs on that one and be very, very careful. Pain pills and whiskey. Yeah, but Bobby, methadone is completely different. Pain pills, you're done after 4 or 5 days. Methadone, like 3 months later, you still feel that coming out of you. That's the difference. Pain pills, yeah, it sucks ass, but much quicker getting out of your system. Much quicker. And what the DMT helps you with is everyone thinks, you're going for an oil change and you're fine. No, then you got to deal with yourself and your mind. And that's what goes nuts. And that's where the DMT, I believe, will help you out though the most. Once it's out of your system, life is real tricky because then you don't know what the fuck to do. What am I going to replace my time? But you try to sit down and watch a movie and stuff like, you have that, feels like that monkey still on your back talking in your head in between your ears nonstop. But there's different ways for everyone. But with methadone, you have to be very careful. It goes all the way to your bones. It sticks there. It takes a very long time. But if you go down on your dosage properly, and then let's say you get down to 10 milligrams and you're doing that for 2-3 weeks or whatever, then you're on your way, man. Methadone and Suboxone are better than dope, but it's killing you slowly. Definitely better than dope, but I wouldn't say that it's killing people slowly. I don't think Suboxone's killing people though slowly. I don't know, but I mean, there's people who are 80 some years old though on Suboxone who've been on it though for like a very long time. Well, it didn't even come out until like 94, 95 around here, but you get hit by a bus tomorrow too. Just don't shoot up and don't do fentanyl. And I wouldn't even judge it though like that though. Like methadone and Suboxone are better than dope, but it's killing you slowly. Well, it's killing you immediate, shooting up. I just get real passionate though about this stuff because I know about it, sadly, and from firsthand experience. And you just got to be careful. Yeah, Bobby, weeks of hell. And plus when it's out of you too, you still got to deal with your, in between both ears. It's tough. That's why I give anyone who gets off anything, I give all the respect in the world. And exactly, they would not prescribe Suboxone or methadone long-term if it kills you down the road. It doesn't. And another thing too with Suboxone, it doesn't even fuck with your liver. A Tylenol is worse than that for your liver. That's a fact. I was on Suboxone for 10 years. My health was failing until I got off Suboxone. I mean, that could be you. You know what I mean? There's definitely different percentages though, like of numbers that are out there, but the normal statistics of it though, no, everyone though could be different. And it's how you react to it though. Just because just the same thing, like just because something worked for you, it might not work for someone else. There's just, you can't stamp approval on anything. Just like I can't really stamp, does it kill you down the road slowly? I would say 90% no, but there's 10% that I don't know. I'm not a no at all. I'm not going to say that it doesn't down the road, but why even look at it like that compared to shooting up? Shooting up, you're dead. That's Russian roulette every day. So go and use that instead. And then if you want to get off of it, then take your steps to get off of it that way. Fentanyl is all junk. Yeah, dude, that trank stuff in your stomach and stuff. I had to get my stomach fucking pumped. I only did years ago. It was a nightmare. Primo, love you, my man. Good man right there, Primo. Fuck that, you know who too, Primo. See you, buddy. Guys, listen, I have a scheduled show at 6 p.m. I've been on the 8th. My problems were still fucking up with benzos and Fetty. Wow, man. Yeah, that's what you got to be careful for, man. If you're mixing benzos with the Fetty, that's how my best friend died. A lot of my friends died, but my best friend back in 2004, that's how he died, was when you mix clonopin, Xanax, Valium, any of that type of stuff, though, with that stuff, it's no good. But DM me on Chris, DM me up on the Instagram. It's in the description. I'll talk to you at any time. And I don't mean to rush. It's just that I had this show scheduled for literally 2 months, and I have someone coming on at 6 p.m. on the dot. His 3 p.m. He's San Francisco. It's 5:40 now. All right, everyone, listen. Addiction show, I'll do definitely once a week, without a doubt. And I'm very passionate about it. And I feel bad because I got to go now when I'm trying to give this advice, but I do have no prior obligations, though, with someone else. But everyone out there, be your own man. Don't kiss ass to anybody. And keep bringing it all the other channels that want to say whatever. And if that Eric, though, has any room to talk with Sakali, but yet, though, he's kissing Merlino's ass, but yet I couldn't, though, talk to Shay because I interviewed Eric a lot. The genre is a joke. And that's that. I'd rather talk about serious issues like we were at the end to help others. And also, I have other guests on music, some positive vibes. That's where I'd rather go. All right, everyone, please subscribe to the content. Please give this a like, share it with your friends. I'll be back. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I appreciate you all so much. And I will do a proper live. You know what? I'll do a proper live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. or 8. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Oh, no, I can't. I'm away. Thursday, I'll do a proper live Thursday night at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern on addiction. You have my word on that. Guys, I love you. Subscribe to the Luma Show. I'll see you next time. Don't take shit from anyone. Don't vicariously live like you're a gangster through YouTube because you saw Goodfellas 255 times. And secondly, be your own man and don't lick balls on your knees. Be your own man. Love you. See you next time. Hit that like button.
I don't give a fuck anymore.